guys, it's Suzanne here, and I'm back with another wreath. This is like number 467, but stay tuned and I'll show you how I made it. Also, stick around, I'm making a video on some of the wreaths that I've made, only some. Okay, so we're gonna make a fall wreath today. So I have a wire wreath form from Dollar Tree and the Dollar Tree burlap and lace ribbon, and I just wrapped it around the wreath. And it's okay if there's these little gaps because that's where we're gonna stick our flowers. All right. And so there's extra ribbon right here. So this will make our bottom. And you're gonna need a hot glue gun, lots of hot glue. I may or may not use this leaf, if I can talk, ribbon from the Dollar Tree. I might bunch it up like this and glue it in. I don't know. We'll see. The one thing about when I make wreaths is that I never know what I'm going to use, what I'm not going to use. I just gather up a bunch of things and then I make it up as I go along. So you're going to have to bear with me when I do these. Also, craft wire to make your hanger at the end. And the flowers that I do have for this wreath, I'll let you know what they are if they have tags on. And they should. Okay, I have, what are these? Peonies. These are peonies, people. Every time I watch, I'm not one of those weirdos that correct when people say things, but they say peonies or some weird stuff. I'm like, no, it's peonies. Peony flowers. That drives me nuts. But anyway, they're peonies. I have 2 bunches of those, and they're just an orange color. Let's see, what are these? These are, hang on one second, it's being difficult. Dahlias. And they're just like an off-white color. And then Gerber daisies, and they're also an off-white color. And I have one of those and one of the other ones. And then I have one of these are also dahlias. They're a bright yellow, as you can see. Gypso, I have 2 bunches of that. I love this stuff, so awesome. I have 2 bunches of the globe flowers, and they are in a yellow color. I have 4 flocked branches, and they're like a light green. I have 1 bunch of those. Hops, hop bush. I have 2 of those, and they're like a rust color, orange. And I have 1 of these, which is just like, kind of like cattails, but I don't know if they really are. I don't know what these are, but they are a light green. And then I have 2 bunches of the cotton with the pine cones. Couldn't think of what they were called. All right, so I'm probably going to start with the pine cones, and I'm going to do 1 on each side, and I'm going to try to make this a really nice full wreath. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to shove 1 in one way and 1 in the other. I'm going to keep it all together. I'm just going to tuck it. I'm not even going to glue this one. I'm just going to tuck the whole bunch underneath. And then you can move the stems around and manipulate the stems how you want them once you're done with your wreath. Position it however you want. And then I'm going to do the same thing with the other one. Just shove it in there. And I'm not going to glue this one because in case I change my mind, which you know, sometimes I love doing to you guys, but I can't help it. I have to have it look a certain way, and I have a certain idea of what I want it to look like, and when it's not coming out right, then I get frustrated and rip it apart. I'm not really trying to make you guys crazy. I promise. All right, so that's in there pretty tight. Except for this little piece in the back I'm going to tuck in. All right. I have made so many wreaths. I could make wreaths and wreaths and wreaths. I love to make wreaths. Then I'm going to go and get my peonies. And I'm going to find the biggest one here, or a big one that's open. This one's pretty nice here. And we want the greens. So keep the greens with it. That's as close as it'll go. All right, and we're going to cut the stem really short. And then I'm going to make a little hole here And I'm going to glue that in there. That's going to be my starting point of my flowers. All right. Make sure you have lots of hot glue on hand for this one, because you're going to need it. And I will count how many times I get burned. I'm sure I'll get burned several times, you know. Wouldn't just be the same if I didn't get a burn, you know. And I'll probably work on this bunch. And if you're not sure where you want it, you could always place it out ahead of time. Place your flowers along your wreath the way you think you might like them. And then go from there. That's always a good idea. Instead of doing what I do and just, you know, going along as you do and then wanting to freak out and ripping it all apart and redoing it all like a nut. But, you know, I didn't name this channel Just a Pinch of Crazy for no reason. I assure you. All right, so I'm going to do this. And I'm going to fast forward this probably in high speed when I post it. So I'm probably going to sound like freaking Mickey Mouse or Minnie Mouse when you hear me talking throughout the video. So don't mind that. It's just going to add to the charm of my nuttiness. See, I like how you can already position it how you want it. Right? Just moving it around that little tiny bit made a big difference. All right, so now I'm just going to kind of see where I want these flowers to go. This one's got a way longer stem. Oh, you will need something to snip your flowers too. Scissors aren't gonna cut it, because I've tried with scissors before. It will eventually cut it, but you're going to probably be at the point where you want to rip your hair out by the time it does cut it. So you're better off just getting a pair of snips and doing that, so you can avoid the aggravation. All right. And I'm just gonna, there's one. Do you see that? Touch the side of that glue gun. All right. We're off to a great start. Now I just gotta get the hot glue on my fingers and stuff. Oh yes, I can't wait. It's magic. All right. So there's that. And then I'm just gonna go up here with it. And this one's going to be a full wreath. So I'm going to do this one all the way around. All right. And we may have extra flowers. So if you want to, it's probably better to clip them off as you need them. So that way you can keep the stems long instead of just, you know, ahead of time hacking them all off of the stem. That way you can use them on something else. And this top one we're going to cut real short because we're going to glue it up here like this. That's going to be looking at you where these are kind of down in the hole. There we go. Now we just got to glue them all in. And if I have extra of these flowers, I'll probably just make my neighbor a wreath, because she's always really, really generous and nice to me and give me things that, you know, crafting supplies and all. She's very awesome to me. So I would like to return the favor if I have enough extra flowers and make her a wreath. All right, and these are going to be extras, I believe. So we have this, and now I think I'm going to go in with some of these yellow ones. Let me put some of these yellow ones in. We're going to keep the greenery again. right. Well, I did glue you, just don't want to stay, do you? Or you want me to burn off my skin? I think that's it. I think you want me to burn my skin off. Glue sticks are flying everywhere. Alright, and I think maybe this one and this one, we're going to switch it and put it this way. So it's the opposite way. Can you see that? Okay, there you go. I'm going to glue this one upside down and this one upside down so you can see it. Alright, now we're going to do some, what are these? Dahlias? Yeah, dahlias. Alright. Or do we want to do daisies? No, I think we're going to do the daisies instead. I'm feeling the daisies. Gerber daisies are going to look better with this. I'm just pushing all the leaves up. Let's start with 3. And I think we'll fit one up in here. I think like that. Get in there. I think we need them right here. One here, one there. How many of these do we have? 3 left. Definitely I use all 3. I'm just trying to figure out where I want them. That's a nice big one there. I feel like one needs to go there. One needs to go here. And then somehow I gotta smush these in here. Maybe, come on, get under. All right, like that, yeah. Okay. So we're just gonna glue those into the spots that they're at. That's number 2. Okay. I'm trying to avoid getting burned. It's not really working, but I'm trying. This, we're just going to carefully try not to get burned. I'm going to cut this down a little bit. Less chance of getting burned. I know, what's the fun in that? Yeah, better like that. All right. Why is this one sticking out so far? Let me see if I can get that one in a little bit more. All right. One more to go. Well, hold up. No, I don't feel like getting burned. All right. spot, didn't I? I did. All right, so that's what we got so far. Let me put this up a little bit so you can see it better. All right, so now we're gonna work on the hop bush plant. We're definitely gonna use all of these. So we're gonna snip them pretty short. And well, pay attention, watch what I'm doing here. All right, so now we're just gonna start tucking these in random spots, okay? Wherever you feel like it might need a little bit of something, something. Again, leave the greenery on it. I have stuff in there to make Christmas wreaths already from last year that I didn't get to. Isn't that crazy? Like, I need to get on the ball with this stuff. So expect to see quite a few wreath tutorials here. I'm going to stick a couple up here like that. And I got one more that I'll probably stick down here because it needs something that way. All right. Where did it come back here? I think they have such nice flowers at Dollar Tree. A lot better than they used to, like, 10, 15 years ago. They've gotten better. They're still not, Michael's or Hobby Lobby quality, but you know what? For $1, I think they're pretty great. I think the stuff can come out nice with it. Just, Hobby Lobby or Michael's. All right, so that was our second bush, hop bush bunch. And we're just going to continue to place these in. We want some of them to be sticking in the middle, some of them to be sticking out the end. You don't want them all going one direction. You want a little bit of variety here. And if we cover up most of the ribbon, don't worry about it, because honestly, half the time when I do a wreath, the only reason that I put the ribbon on there is so that the flowers have something to stick to. Because it's really hard to do a wreath without anything on the wreath form. I like the way that these hop bush plants or flowers, whatever you want to call them, there's 3, burn number 3. I just like the way that they fall, the way that you can angle them. I don't know, I love them. All right, this is the last of those, and that's done. So now we're going to see what else we have over there. And this is what we have so far. Okay. Let's see what else we got over here. I don't know if I want to use these or not. I can always pull the head off of one like this and just place it and see what do I think. Do I think it's too much? If I think it's too much, then I won't, if I add it, you know, like, depending on where I add it. How many we got? We got, I think I might only put like 4 of those on there. I think that's going to be plenty for those. All right, so we're going to glue them on just with the popped off heads like that without the stem. And glue them into wherever we just put them. Trying to get me. Trying to burn me. I see you. I see what you're doing. I'm watching you. Ooh, that was almost another one. This glue gun gets incredibly hot. Alright, so there's that. So now I'm done with these flowers here. Those, I'm done with you. Done with you. I'm done with those. I'm not going to do them. Let's see. Do we need to stick these in there? These are, what are these? Flock branches. And I'm just going to take half and half. We got, what do we got here? And I'm just going to pull it down. Ah, you can pull these apart if you rip really hard. All right. So, there we go. Now we got them separate. Ouch. Okay, we're definitely cutting these ends off because they're sharper than sharp. I don't want all this bulkiness of this plastic, so I'm going to cut that off. All right. Now I'm thinking maybe just add these on the ends of where our pine cones and stuff were. Let's shove them down in. I'm gonna see if I like that, or if we even need it. Might not even need it. It's extra. But we're gonna not use these. All right, let me see these. I'm going to have to cut these each. And the other flowers I'm not going to waste. I'm going to, like I said, I'm going to make another wreath. I have another pile right behind me, ready for another wreath. And if you have so many extra flowers and you don't know what to do with them, and you don't have another project for them, you could always spray paint them black and use them that way for Halloween. Let me just do one at a time. This is not cooperating. I might only put in one more. So it's like that. All right, let's move those over there. I'm going to put these in. Okay, fly off the top. I'm not going to use the greens with these because they are a much darker color than what was on all the other flowers. And I don't want there to be that much of a difference. So I'm just going to take these and chop them like into little bunches like this. These get stuck together when you use them. That's the only bad part. You have to rip them apart. And sometimes it rips some of the little white balls off, but you can't avoid that. So and if they're really, really stuck together, sometimes you just have to like either rip them apart and lose a bunch of balls, or you have to just glue them all on in a giant bunch, which I really don't like doing because I like them to be separate and delicate around the wreath, but sometimes you don't have a choice because they really do get stuck together. All right, so now we're just going to try to break this up a little bit and add little splashes of white here and there. Okay, going around the wreath, just little splashes of white here and there. And I am going to continue doing that. I'm going to do this pretty quick. Just going to go around and just add them in. Oh, there's number 3, 4. Come on. By the time you get in there, it'll be dried. All right, screw you then. Nothing like the feel of the hot glue on your finger. This one's kind of pathetic with the amount of balls that are left on it. I'm just going to tuck it in there somewhere like that. There's no right or wrong way to do this part. It's all about where you think on your wreath that it needs a little bit of brightening up. That's 5. It's still on my finger. Yo. Okay. It's hard not to burn yourself with these little tiny ones when you're trying to stick it in the spot you want it into, and you got to hurry up and get it over there. And this will make a little bit of a mess when you're creating it because these little white balls do fall off and they will be everywhere. I keep going over to that spot, so I'm just going to put one in there. Okay, last one of these. Where are you going to go? Let's see, where are we needing it? All right, like that. There we go. I'm gonna get a sippy sip. Good stuff. That's the good stuff. All right, so I still do have like a little blank spot, so I'm gonna just tuck one of these in and see exactly what it looks like tucked in. Do I like it? Don't I like it? And it's not half bad tucked in. I kind of like it. So I think I'm going to roll up some of those ribbons, and we're going to tuck them in as well. I'm just doing the bottom of mine with jute. I'm just like tying it off with some jute. Just putting this ribbon in. I used this ribbon on a wreath before, and I thought it looked all right. And then after a while of looking at it, I just despised it. So I had to rip it all apart because that's just my way. All right, so then you just roll it up really loosely, this piece of ribbon, and then take some jute and tie it nice and tight in the middle. And then you'll have your little bundle that you can glue in. Just tie it in a knot. And then cut the cord, and then you're going to fold it in half, and you're going to put the glue. It's okay if the jute cord's a little bit long. You're not going to see it. It's going to be tucked in the wreath. So don't worry about that. And then wherever you have a space that you want to fill, you know, that you think it might need a little something extra, then just tuck one of these in there. Okay? Then we're going to do that about 1,000 more times. Just take this ribbon, roll it up loosely. Okay? Nice big loose bunch. Take some jute and make a knot. And then you decide on your wreath how many of these little bundles do you really want to make to put in it, or how many it needs. It's all up to you. I'm going to put a couple in mine. Spice it up a little bit here. Need another glue stick. And I give you a pretty good amount of this ribbon on here. I've already used quite a bit on this roll. What are we on? Burn 6, 7? If you have like a really busy pattern like these leaves on here, and you're not really quite sure what to do with it, like when you wrap it around a wreath and you think, I don't know. You know what? This is a great way to use it. So it's not, you know, so you don't have to throw it out or give it away, or if you want to still use it, this is a great way to add it, because you're only seeing a tiny bit of it. And it's just giving enough of a look to your wreath without really taking it over. Sometimes even though something is pretty and you try to incorporate it with your wreath, it's too busy of a pattern and you're just like, oh God, no. If you didn't want to use ribbon like this, another idea that you could use is leaves. You know, fall leaves that they sell at Dollar Tree. You could even spray paint them, or, you know, chalk paint them, or, you know what I mean? Like, do chalk paint and mix a little bit of, you know, yellow or something, a color into it, make it really super pastel, and then add it on here. Or you could leave it just white, whatever, and you could put it on here. Or you could just put it as is, as they come on the bunch. That's why I like wreaths, because there's so many things you can do. Right, we need one that's going in this way, I think. There we go. I do have, if I run out of this, I do have another roll, but I'm pretty sure one roll of this would probably do you good. Like I said, I used up most of mine on another project. So that's why one roll probably isn't going to last me. But when I do stuff, I always like to have more of stuff than I do less. That way, it's better to have more than less. That way you can always use it for another project or whatever. If you buy extras, you'll think of something to do with it. And just be super careful when you're gluing these on, because this ribbon is sheer, like see-through sheer. And when you go to put the glue on and push it down on your wreath, I'm surprised I haven't burned myself more than I already have. And I'm sorry this is a long video, but I'm trying to show you every step of the way of me making this, because sometimes I'll make stuff and I'll do stuff and I'll come back, and then what if you don't know how to do it? I'm just like, hey, what if somebody never made a wreath out there and they want to see every single part? So that is why I'm doing this. So for those of you that have stayed the whole time and watched the whole time, thank you, thank you, thank you. A million thank yous. You rock. You're awesome. You're amazing. And I appreciate you so much. So, so much. You want to make sure you glue them in all the spots. Don't just glue them in, you know, one way. Glue them in on the front of the wreath, glue them in on the sides and underneath and on the bottom. Don't forget all the areas. You don't want to just glue them all on just the outside, or it's going to look weird. I'm getting down to the nitty gritty on this tube, but I have another tube of this, so no worries here. There was a point where I did 2 and 3 wreaths every week, and my husband would just say to me, "Really? You're doing another wreath? Don't you think we have enough?" So I stopped doing wreaths for a while because I thought, oh my God, I'm getting quite a collection here. There we go. Burn again. Alright. That might be nice and burny. Couple more of these ribbons here, one here, I think one here. Couple more, and I'm going to be done. One here in this hole. So I'm trying to fill these holes up with the ribbon. And this is my invention. I will share this with you. This is how I keep all of my ribbons from Dollar Tree. I put them on a giant dowel from Walmart. I think the dowel was 98 cents or something like that. And I have 3 of these, 4 of these filled. And then I just take a clip. You could use like a chip clip or something. And clip each end of where the ribbon is. And then it holds them all on here. You could even hang this up on the wall. You know? So that's what all my ribbons are on. To keep, otherwise, oh my God, they'd be everywhere. And keep these also. Keep these and any of the ribbons, these empty tubes. These are awesome for crafting. And these too, when they're empty, you can put these together and make like a little pedestal. And then, you know, put like a skull on top or something else on top. You can paint them. You know, they're going to soak up a lot of paint because they're cardboard, but I'm telling you, these are awesome. I'm going to save this one. This is a heavy duty one. All right, just a couple more of these and we're going to be done with this one and on to the next wreath, which will be in a new video if you're interested, which I hope you are. I hope to see you over there. And let me know down in the comments, what do you want to see me do next? Do you want to see me do more craft stuff? Do you want to see me do more fall stuff? Do you want to see me do more wreaths? Do you want me to go move on to Christmas? Do you want to see me do makeup or cooking, or you tell me. And this is so easy, and it's really not that hard. And for just a couple dollars, you can have a wreath that you can be proud of that you made, and you can hang it on your door or in your house, or even give it as a gift. Like, who wouldn't like you know, how about Christmas time or a birthday and giving somebody a wreath like this? I would love to have that. I would love to get a present like that. And it's not that much money, you know, like, especially when you get all your stuff from the Dollar Tree. It saves you so much money, and it still comes out pretty. I mean, Hobby Lobby and Michael's have awesome, awesome flowers and ribbon, but some of those bunches of flowers, one flower is like, you know, $12, $13. Some bunches are like $7, $8, $6 for one bunch. Now think about how many bunches that we used on this wreath. Yes, they do have a 50% off or 40% off coupon on one item, but it would take you weeks or days or trips upon trips to get as many flowers there that, you know, you could get. I mean, if you shop their clearance stuff, that might be worth it. I don't know how their clearance is there, if it's super cheap or not. And I'm just going to put a couple here, maybe one here. Almost done, guys. I know they do have some good clearance sales. You know, at the end of the season, I did get, you know, a couple things that were really cheap, 90% off and stuff. But you got to be the first one to get there. And they don't let you use your coupon off of 90% off stuff. So, I don't know. They do have beautiful flowers there, though. I have to say that they really do have beautiful flowers there. Michael's and Hobby Lobby. My God, my dream for a dream of mine would be to be able to go into Michael's or Hobby Lobby and just them to say, okay, you know what? You can use as much as you want and whatever you want to make crafts for our store so that we could sell them. That would be like, I would be in heaven having that job. I don't even need to keep the stuff that I make. I mean, that would be awesome if I could keep it. But if they're like, oh, you know what? You can just craft whatever you want using whatever you want. I'd be like, oh, life. Another thing you can do is put some fairy lights on this. That would also be very cute. Just hot glue your battery pack to the back. That's another thing that I love that Dollar Tree has is the fairy lights. They are awesome. Alright. All right, I think we're done. And that is our fall wreath. I hope you enjoy this. It was fun. I got to use up some ribbon that I have had for a while that I didn't know what to do with. And like I said, it had a little bit of a busy pattern on. I tried to make a wreath. I was like, great way to use this up. Give it a try if you have wreath ribbon at home. You can hang this up by just adding another ribbon at the top or some jute cord. You can tie on to the back up here or glue it or just use craft wire. Or you could probably just put a tack in the wall and hang it up like that. But here's our wreath. I hope you liked it. I hope you enjoyed it. And thank you so much for watching. As always, I love you guys. You're awesome. I'll see you in the next video.